The nation's top disease control doctor, Anthony Fauci, announced today he is retiring.
KPIX 5's Reed Cowan spoke to a man who has worked with and has known Fauci for decades. Reed.
That's right. I caught up with Cliff Morrison during his Monday haircut in Noe Valley. So you know him as one of the pioneers of AIDS Ward 5B at San Francisco General. And that is where his story and Dr. Fauci's stories merged. Today, Cliff looks back on Fauci's legacy right here in the Bay Area. Cliff Morrison is a little more gray since his days working AIDS Ward 5B at the height of the AIDS crisis, the time when he met and worked alongside Dr. Anthony Fauci, who announced his retirement Monday.
He was there for us in the early 1980s, when HIV and AIDS was still a big question mark.
Dr. Fauci was an early voice during San Francisco's AIDS crisis, and as Morrison saw men die, Fauci brought calm.
And there was lots of paranoia and all sorts of reactions, and he was just always a voice of reason.
Part of Fauci's advocacy for the dying back then thrust the doctor into a national spotlight, often political in nature, in a space demanding a personal touch. Cliff says it was criticism that hurt.
It came from a political angle, and he's not a political person. He's a healthcare provider.
The years took Fauci out of the Bay Area and into the national spotlight when he became the leading medical voice on COVID, the national response to COVID informed by lessons learned in the Bay Area with AIDS.
He risked his career. He risked, he had people ridicule and people criticize him. But at the same time, I think just as many people respected and praised him.
Praise that is short-lived amongst Fauci's top detractors, who fault the doctor for mixed messages early on in the COVID pandemic and shutdowns that hurt businesses. Morrison says tough choices have to accompany tough times, and Fauci did what he had to do to get our nation where it is today in the pandemic. With elections ahead, Morrison hopes Fauci's successes won't suffer political ends.
I really hope that, there's not going to be another major political change that would, dismantle some of the work that he and others have done.
Cliff's in his 70s now, and he's a busy guy. You have to take him where you can get him. Today, he was getting a haircut. He's part of a study on long COVID, by the way, and Dr. Fauci is somebody that he is looking to. By the way, Dr. Fauci, he's not going away either, even at his advanced age. He says he's going to still be a voice, and one that Cliff hopes will bring reason and calm, especially as we go into this election cycle and reference what he learned in the AIDS crisis.
And Dr. Fauci is an icon. I mean, you say Dr. Fauci, Dr. Anthony, everybody knows who Dr. Fauci is. And I don't think in any other time ever has anybody known who the top infectious disease expert was in the country as a household name. It's pretty remarkable.
Yes, to our kids watching, there'll be a quiz in 5 years. Don't forget.
Yes, right.
Thanks, Reed.
Well, California Senator Dianne Feinstein responded to Dr. Fauci's retirement announcement, thanking him for his service, especially during the HIV/AIDS epidemic. He said in part, quote, his early support for funding research on treatments and push to include patient advocates in the process continue to include clinical trials today.